Welcome to Corner Class Tampa. We are now live, and I am David Carmena, your host. And today we're going to do a third segment of the wealth gap. We talked about it from a couple of different perspectives, and now I want to get the perspective of a young person. So we're going to bring back our intern, and we're going to talk about the wealth gap from there. And then also, what does business leaders do? What does a high net worth business leader do? Think about with the wealth gap. So after the break, after the commercial, we're going to come back. If you're interested in the wealth gap, stay tuned. Let's talk about it. See you on the other side. And we're back. So we have been talking about this wealth gap for about a couple of shows now. And I think that we've covered a couple of the different angles. So in this show, we're going to do something a little bit different. Not only are we going to state the problem that we do have a wealth gap. And if you're interested in knowing exactly what those disparity numbers are, you can go back to one of our videos, CCT 27th, where we talk about the inequalities. Today, I wanted to get a reaction from not only business leaders, people with a high net worth, but then also from the young entrepreneurs. We have a group of entrepreneurs that are interning with us this year from the Carmena Enterprises holding company. Very outstanding individuals. They're 17 and 18-year-olds. And I wanted to get an idea of what they think about it and see if we can glean some nuggets from that conversation. So let's go ahead and roll the tape. And let's see what the young people are thinking about the wealth gap. And so we have 3 interns that are part of the Carmena Enterprises team that have volunteered their time to learn about entrepreneurship. So let's go ahead and introduce. Let's go ahead, ladies first. Introduce yourself. Let's go ahead and a little bit about yourself, your age, what school you are currently attending or graduated from. And then I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions about this wealth gap.
I'm Shakira, and I'm 17. I go to Middleton High School.
You said Middleton High School?
Yes, sir.
And you're 17.
Yes, sir.
All right. Who's next?
My name's Jaden. I go to Brandon High School. I'm 17.
All right, Jaden.
My name is Gerard. I just graduated from Middleton High School. I'm 18 and I attend HCC.
How old are you now?
18.
18. So we have 2 17s and 1 18. Now you guys have heard, and we talked about a little bit in the green room about the shrinking the wealth gap. I want to ask you a couple of questions, and there's no wrong answer. I'm just want to know, as a 17 and 18-year-old. Well, first, the wealth gap itself. What are your general thoughts about the inadequacies of the Black community and white community? What do you think overall about just the wealth gap?
I think people get stuck depending on the government for help.
Get stuck depending on the government. Wow, that's powerful. That is powerful. Any other?
It's truly baffling. I didn't expect such a huge difference, but we can definitely change that. Usually people, let's say, would lose motivation. That's a huge factor. There's that. Many people aren't taught the correct way on how to approach the situation. So that can also lead to such a gap. And there's much more, but
So it's like an education thing.
basically.
kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it all really depends on what you're taught and like what you're brought up around. You know, if you are brought around people spending their money the wrong way, you also do the same thing. It's all more like a show and tell. Like you do something in front of a younger audience, and you know that younger audience will pick up that habit because of the influence you have on them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who's responsible? Is it the parents? Is it everyone? Who's responsible in your mind?
I think it's every individual.
Yeah.
I'd say that person specifically is responsible because anyone can really make a change. It's just up to them to want to change, because you can't just you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you, if that makes sense. So honestly, it's just changing, and if they don't want to change, then they won't change.
So here's the funny thing. I think it's the parents. I think it's the grown-ups that are responsible. I think that. Go ahead.
I said they also do have a big impact because, you know, growing up in a household, most of the children, they look up to their parents as like a dependency. You know, I want to be like my father or my mother. And if they see them spending their money on rightly, or, you know, not getting as much money, or however they're living their life, they see it that way as the way that you should live, because most kids see their parents as their role models.
That's exactly right, and that's why I think that it is the responsibility of the parents to educate. And we talked about the education component. One, to become literate themselves, but then two, also to educate, because you guys get your cues from your parents. I mean, you're not adults yet, you know, so it's not like if you're 15, 16, and in some cases 17, that you can have, you know, you can work in the same situation, in the same capacity as someone as, you know, your parents 35 in the 30s or 40s.
But where it becomes then everybody's problem, because just like you're here teaching us about the poverty rate and everything else, everybody else can also teach their children the same thing, or adults the same thing. They just have to want to teach them and educate others. And it's just, that's not how it is in the Black community. And I feel as if the white community does have that opportunity because of the people they surround themselves around.
We are a product of our environment. And so if we don't have an environment of ownership and entrepreneurship, that type of thing, then you're right. It's harder for us to break free from that. And I guess that's why we have the intern program going on with you guys, because I want to introduce you to ownership as opposed to working. But ownership also extends to personal ownership, you know, owning property or investing in property. Out of the numbers that we covered, the median net worth or the income or the unemployment, what number was more striking to you? Did any number resonate with you guys?
Unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can get up and go get a job. It's not hard. Or they can go back to school.
To a lesser degree, it's kind of about choice, you know.
Definitely.
Not in every case. Now, I'm not trying to say, you know, in every case, but in some cases. And then we talked a little bit about mindset. How does mindset can affect this, in your opinion?
Mindset basically, I wouldn't say controls everything, but controls everything. Basically, how you will come back from a situation, how you feel about, let's say you don't get a certain job that you want. It's up to you whether to feel extremely bad about it, or it's up to you to just look at this as another, or just a slight blockage to just go around and get a bigger opportunity. So life choice or mindset just staying positive, law of attraction. Whatever you bring out comes back in. So positivity, you'll get back positivity. Negativity, you'll get back negativity. Just always stay on that positive wavelength.
Mindset also extends to investing in real estate. As I mentioned before, one of the largest difference in Black and brown community and white community is the median net worth, and that is real estate. A lot of times these guys own their homes versus us as the Black and brown community, we rent stuff. That is a mindset also that you need to we need to consider, is that if we have a renter's mindset versus an owner's mindset, that can be extremely powerful. If we never own anything, we have nothing to give as adults. We have nothing to give to your generation, because we don't own nothing. We don't own the house that we've been living in for 30 years, 40 years. This is my personal opinion. Every parent has an obligation to leave something to some type of legacy, something to the next generation, whether your treasures or skill set, something to the next generation. In fact, we don't even have, in most cases, the money in the bank to bury us. We have to rely on you guys to come up with some type of funding or insurance to bury us. So we have actually not only not leaving anything to the next generation, we're indebting the next generation.
The way we spend our money and the mindset that we have when we get money. Most Black people, when they get money, they think about buying materialistic things like shoes or belts or clothes and stuff like that, instead of investing that money into bigger and better things. And it all comes down to that exact thing, where your money goes to.
You could not have said it better. How you use the money. So part of the intern program that we have going on with you guys is we're going to work on mindset, and then also we're going to work on how to use your money. And I shared with you yesterday the millionaires mindset and how millionaires use their money to buy what they want.
It was where they get a property or a house or a duplex or whatever, and they rent it out to somebody else, and they basically just build up that money that the person is giving them for the rent, and you use that money for whatever you would want, and you don't really spend anything out of your pocket. So basically the person that you rented that apartment out to or that house just bought everything that you wanted. And
I'm going to rephrase what you said, and you're right on point. You let your investment buy your wants. Mm-hmm. So if you want a car, I know that you want a Tesla. Let's say your Tesla payment is easy, $800 a month. Instead of using your income to pay that $800 a month, you use your income to buy an investment property or something that you invest in that will generate $800 a month in income, and then you use that income from your investment property. We're in the real estate lane, so we mentioned about a duplex. Remember the duplex one, where you live in one, you rent out the other. The proceeds or the profit from what you rent out, then you use that to pay for the car. Guess what? Now the car is free. Yeah. The car is free. Because your investment is paying for your want. That is the millionaire mindset. That is what I hope to, at the end of this summer, with you guys, want to instill and ingrain. And then now, the investment property that we own add to our net worth. That is how you shrink the wealth gap. And I'm glad that you guys were able to come on to talk to us about that, and to really think about shifting our mind, rethinking about how we as the Black and brown community pay for stuff. So that was the speech that I gave to a group of business leaders at the Center Club yesterday. It was a breakfast with an executive setting where we had breakfast. We talk about topics that resonate in the community. And this was a group of business owners, high net worth individuals, uh, CEOs of companies, serial entrepreneurs, HR professionals. And what resonated was, for me and for them, was the comments from our interns. That was very powerful. We had a great discussion, and we really talked about the solution. It's one thing to talk about the problem. You can talk about the problem all day long, but offering a solution is, once it's stated, the problem is stated, let's shift. Let's talk about solutions. And I mentioned to you about the millionaire mindset, where you are investing in a vehicle, well, it's real estate or some other type of investment vehicle, and you use the proceeds from that to pay for your want, as opposed to the other way around, where typically the Black and brown community buy a ton of wants. I want a car, I want clothes, I want, to spend on jewelry and all these other things that do not give us a return on investment. And then we have no money available for the investment property, the investment vehicle. So we have to shift the dynamic to where we are sacrificing a little bit in the beginning to buy an investment, something that gives us a return on investment, to buy that investment property. My lane is real estate. So I would always think about ways where we can buy real estate and hold real estate and rent the real estate out to a renter or potentially another organization. And we're using the proceeds from that. If your lane is stock or some other type of investment vehicle where you can generate that amount of income, that works for you. So that is how you build the net worth. That is how the Black and brown community get out of the situation we're in now. But I want to see what the young person, our interns, think about the video clip that we did. And right after the break, we're going to explore that. We're going to bring the intern in, and we're going to have some comments on it. See you right after the break. Stop your shit. And let's go ahead and bring our intern in. Shakira, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. So you were one of the featured participants in the video clip. Did you get a chance to see it?
Yes.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I think they were shocked because they wouldn't expect a teenager to know that much. And they see that this generation is getting a catch on what is going on with the wealth gap and everything else.
So you mentioned about your generation. Now, how old are you again?
17.
And you're still in high school?
Yes.
And you want to be, what do you want to be for a profession?
A child protector investigator.
Child protection investigator. Mm-hmm. And eventually you're possibly, you're here thinking about and talking about being entrepreneur. So it's possible that you can run your own shop or own your own shop at some point.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned that your generation is starting to pick up on things. What do you mean by that?
Some people who used to slack in school, they starting to pick up on their slack and starting to want to go to college now because they see that this is not getting nowhere. Dropping out of school and trying to make fast money. Going to school, trying to get a better job so you can make money and make the income better than what it is now.
Now you go to Middleton High School, right?
Yes.
Now and you're saying that in among your peers, you're starting to see a shift from the fast money type of things that kids do to something more traditional?
Yes.
That's great. I didn't hear that. And so when did you think you started noticing that shift among your peers?
I noticed that shift just this school year.
Mm-hmm.
Like freshman year, sophomore year, I was in class with these people and they never did anything to get work done. And then come junior year, everybody wanted to go to college, get their work done, make A's and B's.
That's awesome. That's awesome because as my generation and older and younger, we worry about you guys. You know, we worry about the younger generation because we still see the bad parts, the wilding out, not adhering to your studies and not taking your studies seriously. And so that is awesome to hear. That is awesome to hear. So you're thinking about going back to the video. You're thinking that because you guys were so young, it really resonate with the leaders that were in the room for the meeting that I had at the Center Club, the talk that I had. Is that your take on it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, normally, we have 3 people that are in the intern program, and you're here today, and we're talking about entrepreneurship and using entrepreneurship in a real estate context. What takeaways have you gotten from that so far?
Takeaways I have got from this program is investing in stuff as much as you can, own stuff. So like you won't be stuck in the poverty rate or the unemployment rate. You'll have money in your pockets. Not only just make money, just be successful in life.
Mm-hmm. And we spent a lot of times, when you mentioned successful in life, we spent a lot of time talking about mindset and vision boarding, right?
Hmm.
What do you think? How important do you think that is past us, the our intern program? What are your thoughts on that? The techniques that we're learning now?
I think it's important because it teach us how to reach our goals. And when you reach that goal, you set a new goal. Hold on. You
No,
set
no,
a
take your
goal.
time. Take your
You
time.
set a
Go ahead.
new goal to just do something you love. Like don't do something because you want to do it. Do it because you love to do it.
Mm, that is so true. Wow, I need to bring you on a circuit with me and let you just talk. And I just be quiet there because you're right. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people your age and in the just entering into the workforce, they're doing things that they don't love. They're doing things to just make money, and it's a miserable life. So if you do things that you love and become an expert at it, you make all the money you want. You will be in a field that you love. You're making money, and as the saying goes, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So that is awesome. That is awesome. I want to end it on that. I mean, I'm just blown away by your clarity and maturity at 17 years old. Congratulations. Let's go to a break and we'll have some final thoughts.
Stop your
All right. And so what we did today was we explored the wealth gap. Again, if you're interested in those numbers, CCT 27, we covered in depth the numbers, the disparity between the white household and the black and brown household. I don't want to go over that. What I do want to talk about is those solutions. And again, the solutions are from a real estate lane. That's what I am. I'm a real estate guy. Is you buy an investment property or some type of investment vehicle. You rent that out. You're holding that and you rent that out to a potential renter. If you buy the right property, you're in the right area, you can rent that home out for 30, 40 years. And that is one way. There are other ways, but that is one way and probably the easiest way to build your net worth. If you don't have the money to do it by yourself, then partner up. You have a couple of individuals, everybody scrape up $10,000. That is enough to get your to acquire the property, to close on the property, and possibly fix it up. You can also partner with other organizations that does that. You can partner with us and we will help you out with that. So it's not an excuse that you don't have the resources or the expertise, because here at Corner Class, we offer that. And through the Carmena brands of services that we offer to the public, we offer that to you guys. So it really is not a resource issue. It's more of a mindset issue. And that's why with the interns, the JrPreneurs, we're spending a lot of time on mindset, vision boarding, those type of things to put you in the right mental space. That way you can take advantage of these opportunities that present themselves and even recognize the opportunities as they become available, take advantage of them. And you can use that experience, use that knowledge that you've gained, use the vehicle, the rental property for 30, 40 years, the rest of your life. These techniques are not unique to real estate, or you can use that for becoming a professional. Shakira mentioned that she's going to be a child protective surgeon, investigator. We have two other interns. Both will be doctors. One is going to be a chiropractor. The other one is looking to become a brain surgeon. And all these techniques that we are discussing can be used in basically any field that you want to go into. It's all about mindset and persistence. Stay grinding.